We have been out here protesting police brutality since late May, only to be met with increased brutality from the officers they swear are here to protect us.
Naomi Isaac was one of dozens protesting outside the Richmond City Justice Center Wednesday afternoon around 3 p.m., following the arrest of 11 protesters at the jail Tuesday night. Less than 24 hours earlier, they were among the crowd of protesters gathered outside the Justice Center, calling for better conditions inside the jail for inmates after deputies reported a spike in COVID-19 cases there.
We're advocating for the release of all those incarcerated, not just because of COVID, but because we know that cages don't rehabilitate anyone.
The protest started around 5:15 p.m. CBS 6 had crews rolling as the protesters made their way from the sidewalk onto the grass of the Justice Center, where they were met with several sheriff's deputies. The deputies ordered them off the grass and back onto the sidewalk before Richmond police arrived as backup around 6:30. RPD officials say they found parking violations when they arrived and called for tow trucks to move several cars in the road. Around 6:50 p.m., video shows one protester on a bike blocking a tow truck from getting through before police say he fled from an officer. Moments later, he's tackled by an officer.
He's trying to avoid capture. Okay, so at some point, the officer has to stop him in order to engage him, in order to arrest him.
He was met with violence. He was met with dozens of police officers and received no care in the time that he was hit and then subsequently swarmed.
Moments later, protesters tried to make their way closer and police intervened, detaining and arresting multiple people. At a press conference Wednesday, police defended their response.
What part of it you would call excessive? No complaints have been filed at this point.
Protesters had a different take.
We were beaten, detained, some of us kidnapped and caged in a jailhouse.
If the sheriff's department told them you cannot be on our property, then they could have came back to the sidewalk and peacefully protest on the sidewalk. But they chose not to.
The sidewalk is city property. The median is city property. Why are we being arrested for being on city property?
Now, at that press conference, the question was brought up on whether or not the Justice Center was considered city property. When asked, Deputy Chief Sidney Collier responded, he's not sure. Working for you tonight in Richmond, I'm Matthew Foltz, CBS 6 News.